Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
Jay! How's it going?
I have never been so happy to see a motherfucker in my whole life.
Oh,
Great.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
We are, again, absentee-minded on Related by Work on
X,
Twitter.
We have no tweets at all.
No.
I've
been back on Twitter as a voyeur, like hot and heavy, but no. You know what? I don't know. I could have shared my whole
X-ray
ordeal. My X-ray. Nobody wants to see that cock and balls all smooshed up in the fucking bed. Although what's crazy is the X-ray now with my bionic hip.
Yeah.
Your eyes are diverted. You go away from the smooshed up cock to this fucking bionic leg that you have. Oh man, I got a whole fucking bunch of stories of the. So I'm doing good.
You're doing
I'm
good?
doing good. I'm post surgery.
Yeah.
It's been like about a month, I guess.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know. You haven't asked for those drugs that they give me for a while, but I had to get off of those in a hurry. Like the whole day of the surgery, I guess I got a little bit more nervous as it happened. I had all the confidence, everything fucking setting you up. You know what's crazy? I mean, as a kid, you have surgery, you don't really think like a hospital works like everything else.
Yeah.
Like a fucking assembly line.
Yeah.
But like we were there first thing in the morning and like whatever, I've been around a little bit more now and I see it's like, oh, this is such an assembly line.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're starting the surgeries, you can see these like the pre-booths, like
Yeah.
where a nurse comes in and puts the IV in and checks
Yeah.
your fucking, like does shit and says everything, and they got all this agenda. Like they got this, because I filled out all these fucking surveys after the fact. And they always ask you the same thing, like, did people give you their name? Like, were they easy to talk to? Or like everything I did was like giving them a 10 out of 10. Like I've had a great experience.
You had a good experience.
Great experience.
And you were here or you were in Oakville?
In Oakville. Oakville's a really big hospital.
Yeah.
The Milton Hospital here we have is kind of big, but they never, like, even with her dad, like they always sent him somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do there at the Milton Hospital, but it's a really big hospital. Tammy knows it because of when her dad was there and shit. So like it was great. It was a Brian thing, getting shit done right away.
Yeah.
Because you can see how shit gets backed up in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like even a dentist office or whatever, right? Like by 1 o'clock, everything has kind of happened. So they tell us to be there at 6. So the earliest I've had to wake up since my non-working days now, but and so the day of I'm a little bit more nervous. I got this fucking giant ice machine. We're putting in a wheelchair. I'm walking, but we got like all our equipment because you got to bring this ice machine and whatever. I'm gonna fucking go off, but the subject. But you bring all your things you have to have for when you leave. And so, you set up, you get called up. And so there was like 3 people, the doors weren't even open yet, right? So you can see people that got there even before us. So you're just thinking you and your doctor and your hip. But you're like, there's fucking like 4 people ahead of you with their doctor and their knees and ankles and hips and whatever else they got going on. And I said before, like it's one of the few places ever since this process has happened, like they call me a young guy, right? Because like a lot of these people are all saying, oh, you're young. You're like,
it's 60, like 70, 80.
Yeah, like it's just like, I feel great when these people talk to me. And so you see all these other older people and all these other kind of things go in. So you're kind of, you're taken out of your bubble. You see like, oh, it's not just me in this hospital is run on fucking 100 surgeries a day.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Like I'm just in the fucking orthopedic area.
Yeah.
Right? Like never mind all the others. So I'm imagining these little areas of the hospital where they got, okay, so we got this waiting room and we got fucking 5 people at a time. You can hear the nurses talking. Okay, this is the 8 o'clock setups.
Yeah.
And whatever, right? And so we all come in, we've all been told to be there at 6. So you get called up, you get your name in, and then another nurse takes you in. And slowly but surely, you got to put a gown on. And then you're like, Tammy can't come into this one area. And then they put the IV and then they're just talking shit with you. They're like, there's one nurse who's put my IV in. Like I got burns all over me. Like I got scars, I'm a fucking sloppy worker, I guess. And so she's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I'm a welder. Like that's like a long.
That's part of the
just part of the thing. And she's like, oh, you're such a tough guy.
What?
and so we're just talking shit and then it's all good. And everybody's, I find in that kind of area, if you want to give them attitude, you're going to get attitude back.
Yeah.
If you understand that there's like, it's a hard job and it's not easy dealing with people and putting fucking a needle into me is harder than putting a needle into somebody else and whatever. So I try to be really nice and
for sure
understanding to like, I've never really had to whatever. I'm never disappointed by how they treat you, but they're asking you the same kind of questions again. And I've always had this, even with my other doctor. And like I talk fast, but every good doctor that I've seen is just like knows what you're gonna say right after before you even say.
He's already writing it down.
Yeah, he's asking you a question. He's just like the bullshit is just cut away, right? Like I don't know. Like all I do is talk bullshit, but you see this, just like these matter of fact, these questions come after, and just like. I don't know. It's just like maybe it's just the way a good doctor is.
Wait,
like,
I want to ask you a question.
Respect.
I want to ask you a question. Did they ask you how much you drink?
Yep.
And did you tell them honestly?
Yep.
It's funny because Selena, when she was going for her gallbladder surgery,
that's different.
No,
maybe.
she was going for her doc. She was talking to her doctor, and the doctor asked her how much she drank, and then she didn't tell her the real number. And she came home and told me, and I'm like, why would you lie to your doctor? It's your doctor. Like, she's not gonna freaking judge you. She's like, no, I couldn't tell her that. She's like, so what do you drink? Like 3-4 drinks on the weekend, on a day of the week? I was like, Celine, we do that in an hour. What are you talking about? She's like, yep.
You've never lied? You would never, like, I don't know, like you position.
To the doctors?
Yeah.
No, because I just
You don't feel shame? I'm not saying that's what you feel, because it's a gallbladder and it's because it's like you should know better.
I feel because mostly they're asking so that they can plan around our health.
I get it.
So I'm not lying to you about that. Like, frick, if I'm doing freaking crack and cocaine, that's what I'm going to tell you I do.
I get it.
Bro,
so I feel it when I say I'm smoking because I have asthma.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I'm like fucking, so they say you can't drink or smoke like 24 hours before or after the surgery. And I fucking want to smoke my face off. I want to, like, the drinking, so I don't drink as too much to fucking lie about it. Like, I drink a 2-4 a week. Like,
Jay, that's kind of a lot.
I could drink more. Like that's me, you know what I mean? Like being conservative.
Yeah.
Like I could drink more if I wanted to. I don't drink as many shots as you do.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not all about that alcohol.
Yeah.
But it's very embarrassing to say that you have asthma and you smoke.
Yeah, because they're like, what are you doing?
How stupid are you?
But at the same time, once you say that, they're just on to the next question after
That's
that.
the problem.
Yeah.
No, but you recognize the embarrassment of saying it. Like, I'm smarter than this.
Yeah.
Right? Like you say, so, but I also know you don't want to fucking lie about it.
No.
Because it's an ego thing or whatever. Like it's an embarrassment thing. Like I get why she would say that about her gallbladder.
You could lie about it, but it could mean the end of you.
I understand. Well, that's human hubris or whatever the fuck. Like that's just like where we'll get in our own way.
Yeah.
Like it's more normal to me that she would do that than somebody like you that say, no, I'm going to be honest. You're theorizing because it's not happened to you yet.
Yeah,
I believe you.
When I went to get my teeth pulled, all 4 teeth, they asked me how much I drink. I said a lot. They asked me, do you smoke? I said, smoke what?
Yeah.
And Selena's like, you don't even smoke. I'm like, no, I don't smoke, but I do edibles. And they're like, oh, so you consume cannabis. Like, I wasn't lying about shit.
Well, I had Tammy with me every step of the way, and she's not allowing me to fucking shortcut in any kind of sense. And so when they ask, I say what it is. And I say I drink mostly on the weekend. Yeah. I said, like, at my best, I might have a beer during the day, like thing. But yeah, like I can drink 24 during the week, and including mostly on the weekends where I'll have like 4 or 5 or 6. Yeah. Right. And so I said I smoke. I told them I probably smoke like. So I'm not even trying to lie here, but it's like, how many grams of weed would I smoke a day? And like I've been budgeting for a while now. You know what I mean? Like it's because of money and all that. Like I could smoke a half quarter a day if money wasn't an object, my lungs weren't an object. Whatever, right? Like being so unproductive wasn't fucking an object. But like at my whatever, at an even keel, like smoking a gram and a half or 2 grams a day seems reasonable. That's like 3 joints a day.
For sure.
But that's a lot to some other people.
Yeah.
Right? And but that's me conserving. It's like, okay, I'm going to do 3 a day. And so, but like when you have asthma, when you tell somebody you smoke and they just look at you, so when it gets, you feel like a certain way. So when they ask you these questions, and I don't know when you went for your thing, because right now on the forums, they ask you about cannabis. They ask you about vaping.
This was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, so that might have been there now. But like, you know what I mean? Like this is a relatively newer thing. Yeah. Because before they couldn't put cannabis because you'd be a criminal. Yeah. Right? Like you have to say, yeah, by the way, I smoke weed. And they don't care because they're not there to prosecute you. You have to tell them all the things you're putting in. So but now it's on the forums.
They know I can't give them this drug then.
They don't put cocaine if you're what, you know what I mean? They might ask what other recreational drugs are you on. But cannabis and vaping are on the fucking forums? Thing. And so like I haven't vaped since fucking January. So that's one thing I haven't had to fucking say I do. Right? I don't. Part of it was for health reason. Yeah, I still haven't done it.
You go.
I'm going to the X today. I was like, wouldn't be mad to have a vape with me now, but I'm going to bring joints. Yeah. Right? I'm going to be fucking. But so you see that. So I see that. So the problem where it comes into is the alcohol can affect the medicine in your recovery. So that's why you shouldn't drink before or after.
Yeah.
It's not the cannabis, it's the smoking.
Mm-hmm.
The act of smoking fucks up your body.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to smoke. Tammy said, well, can you have edibles? Sure.
Yeah.
Fucking have edibles. The second you come in, the second you leave, it's not the cannabis, it's the smoking.
The smoking.
So it's just like, fuck, that's all I want to do. And then you find out it's the one thing you can't do. You start wanting to do it more,
you
right?
Do that. So did you substitute it for edibles?
I did. So the surgery went great. Like, it's one of those things, like, sometimes when you can't go to sleep, like, I don't have trouble sleeping most of the times. Fucking definitely
they put you to sleep, right?
Yeah, I got knocked the fuck out. But you're like wheeled in there like a fucking TV show, you know what I mean? Like getting into the big, huge fucking operating room.
Yeah.
So I'm all over the place. But you go to one pit stall, then you go to another pit stall, and then you go to the fucking room, and then you go to another recovery room, and then another recovery room, right? And so yeah, it's like when you can't go to sleep, sometimes you think you're never going to go to sleep, and all of a sudden you wake up, it's the morning,
and it's over,
and you're just like, fuck, I can't. Like, when did I fall asleep? Like you get buzzed out if you think about it too much. So yeah, you're under the fucking light, you're waiting for everything to happen, not nervous at all, like full confidence in the doctors.
Yeah,
not that scared of the recovery. Like in hindsight, I probably could have been, but and then you talk to the doctor, whatever, right? Before the doctor comes in, writes like signs the leg he's got to work on. That gets you kind of weird. Like, should you people have a better system than this, right? But whatever works, man. Whatever works. You feel like everything is just like gets the analog. Once they fucking like, I got to write down what leg it is. I can't have it on paper.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're fucking in recovery.
Yeah.
And you can't really feel your body that much. I have this ice machine on. You're in the thing, and you just first you wake up. I don't realize how high I am. I guess like I'm not high like a Saturday night type of thing, but I'm just like, I'm not in pain and I'm like a little disoriented. Last time I had like teeth surgery, I woke up more like dizzy and sick kind of feeling. So I was a little worried about that when it happens. Mm-hmm. So they wake you up after a certain amount of time, and then they wheel you to another area with another recovery nurse. And she was great. And they give you some more drugs. They wait for another little bit type of thing. And then Tammy can come in. She eventually comes. And then so that's great. You know what I mean? Like her worries are now over. She sees that I got out of the surgery okay and all that type of it's got to suck more when your loved one is up there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I know you're a cold-hearted fuck, but if your kids ever have to go to surgery and all, you know what I mean? Like
don't be a bitch.
Shut up. Right? Like once you see them in that vulnerable state.
Well, when Selena had her gallbladder surgery and I went in there and I went to go pick her up, that was like right here. That was at Milton Hospital. And I went in and she was like laying there and I was like, oh shit. I didn't really feel any way about it, but like I got there and then she just started crying. I was like, I was thinking in my head, because for me it's hard to rationalize, because like you said, I'm a cold-hearted fuck. I'm not really cold-hearted, but I am in some aspects. And I was just like thinking, why are you crying? I was thinking, I didn't say this, but like the surgery is over, like you know you're alive. I'm standing right here and all this stuff. But she said she's drugged up. But I just assumed it was the pain. I think she said she just felt weird from it and whatnot, which I get. It's overwhelming. You go, because when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, I pulled all 4, and I went to private. Yeah, at once. Fuck. And I had a chipped tooth in the back, and they pulled that too. So I pulled 5 teeth.
Holy fuck, bro.
But they put me out.
Yeah.
So it was like I was freaking high as a kite. So for me, when I went in there, it was like, I guess I can see why it's overwhelming. I was just excited to be put out because I was like, "This is going to be like this."
I'll get to the drugs in a second. The drugs do nothing for me.
But I was like she was like thing, and I said, I can understand, but I just don't understand the feeling. I understand mentally, I just don't understand the feeling of it. Maybe I'm a psychopath.
Yeah, we'll not disagree there. But I think part of it is there's a percentage. Can you be percentage? Because it's like a little bit over, and she's like on the drugs. She sees that like. Because you can't, like, I don't know, like, it's weird to say, like, you're crying out of relief. Yeah. But it's just, like, I can let it go.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I can let go of some of the fears that I had.
Because it's a whole buildup, right?
It's a buildup that you can now, there's just, like, a pressure release.
Yeah.
And you just, like, I wanted to cry before, but I didn't. So now it's just like, it's weird. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like you're crying out of relief, but you are. Like, it's been, like, I've made it to this point. Like, I saw that, too. Like, I see, again, as I was high, like, this is, So you're there and everything is frozen. Like I got this ice fucking machine on my legs or whatever, right? But
so
like,
not medically frozen, like
no, they had
frozen?
to put they put like
you had an epidural.
Yeah, they fucking do that kind of thing, and so you're totally frozen. So when you go to the second recovery room, they're waiting for you to unthaw, right? Like there's a certain time period where like they keep you awake, they bring you some water or whatever, like they want you to hydrate. You have to piss before you leave. You have to get up and pee before you leave so they know your fucking bladder's working. Like, this is where you start to see, it's not just like whatever. Like, there's a million things going on at the same time. Like, okay, we can give you an epidural. But what that means is, your bladder freezes, your colon freezes, your fucking nerves are gone. Like, 99.9%, it comes back. You know what I mean? But
there's that
other time that rat never came back, right? So, so you're just trusting it.
Yeah.
Right. And some people like, oh, okay, it all worked out. Like that 0.1%. And people like, maybe I'm just in Tammy and Selena's mind, whatever, just like fucking like they hang on that.
So did you cry?
No, man. Like I felt great afterwards. I had this great nurse after the fact, like talking. Like I was ready to go.
Guy or girl?
A girl. She was Jamaican.
Oh yeah.
She was Caribbean. I don't know, but she had really great braided hair, long. Like I wanted to compliment her hair, but that's like creepy or whatever. But she was really like no nonsense, and I think other people, you hear people, whatever, give a little bit of a hard time or do nothing. Like I'm not that at that time. Like the better you are, you just feel like I want them to know I appreciate them. Like I want to do my part. And so if you're that kind of patient, I feel you get that kind of care given back.
100%.
So we were like that. So she would come over and give me my drug and give me apple juice. And no, you got to drink this. You got to do that. We got to get you to the bathroom. And she would, so she would touch and see if you had feeling in the back in your legs and stuff. And so like at first you don't, and then it's weird. It's almost like unthawing for real. You start to feel shit come back.
Yeah.
And so it comes down from your hips down to your legs. Like the last thing to come back is like.
So she grabbed your cock and balls.
Well, this is what's coming. No, she didn't. But I started to. Like was because you don't feel anything, right? And so you start feeling it's coming back. And you're like, wait a sec. Like I start feeling your cock and balls. Like, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Like, and so you're just like fucking just like, oh shit. Like, are things gonna come online?
Oh, hi,
like,
Tammy.
Yeah, like here, see. So I'm worried about this. Right? I'm going, oh my god, are things gonna happen
That would be hilarious.
that I can't fucking help right now?
Please tell me it happened, Jay. Please tell me it happened.
I was worried it was gonna happen. But then I was more worried it would happen and they wouldn't notice. Oh. I'd be sitting there with a heart on bed, like, no, nobody sees it. So it didn't get that way.
You're like, sorry, I got a little excited.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
How can I describe this? It wasn't all the way, but there's a certain feeling that comes back. Okay? Like there was nothing that was exist. Let me like. Can you imagine coming out of the snow in the winter, right? You know how like you feel your feet. Like, you don't know how frozen your feet are.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you can wiggle your toes. Just change your toes for something else. So it's like shit was wiggling. All right. So I could fucking see that. So that was. But that was like. So I knew I was in a good place when I was starting to fucking think of funny shit like that.
Yeah.
Right. And like laughing to myself. And then Tammy comes in and we were all good. And I was great. I was like, okay, what can we go to eat? Because I couldn't eat the day the day.
You're starving.
I was a little hungry.
What was your first meal?
Fuck. It's probably fucking McDonald's, bro. I probably went and got a coffee and fucking. I actually don't know. I can't fucking remember.
Yeah.
I would have guessed it was fucking been McDonald's. I probably wanted coffee. And so yeah, like you just come home and then you're kind of weirded out. You don't know what to do. And so I was like kind of feeling pretty good. And we have your drug schedule, and it wasn't Oxy, but it was some other kind of fucking, I don't know the name of the drug, right? But it's something that I haven't heard of or whatever. And they give you an overdose kit too, right? Just in case you fuck up. And so I was on the schedule of fucking meds. And so then the recovery begins. The next day wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like I went upstairs. I can't put Tammy's got to do everything for me. I got to fucking like, whatever. It's kind of, I couldn't move my leg at all. I brought the ice machine to bed. I have this, you know what it is. But
how do you love it?
I did it first.
Yeah.
Like I did it first. Like at first it would instantly take pain away and you could feel, because your leg is still kind of, it's fucking huge. Like it's so swollen. Like for the first time I had half an ass. Like I got fucking no ass. Now I'm back to no ass on both sides. For one time I'm like fucking half an ass. And you have this ice machine. I went upstairs and we put the ice machine on. Like Tim, again, you do get out of relationship, you know what I mean? You think everything is 50-50 and you get what you give, and your wife goes to surgery, you step it up and you fucking half-ass babysit the kids and you'll cook dinner. You do all the things you would have done anyway, but like I was like a baby without Tammy. Like I couldn't bring the ice machine. She's lugging up this ice machine. She's got a fucking bruise on her shoulder for putting the strap over on the fucking ice machine or whatever. Yeah. Like she's doing everything for me. Like fucking, so I can't remember the whole, like the first night, but it wasn't that bad. The next day kind of wasn't even that bad either. Everything was probably normal. what I'm going to get to now, if we had this conversation like a week ago, even the week before, all I would have talked to you is about constipation and shitting. Like the different types of shit you could have. I would talk shit more than I talk shit now because it was all I could care. Like that's the rest of how my body couldn't perform was started to get frustrating.
So you weren't even concerned about your leg at this point.
My leg was the last thing I could care about. Like I didn't feel pain in the surgery area.
How big's your scar?
I'll show you before. Like I still on wear track pants.
Jay's gonna pull his pants down for me. Holy
We're
shit.
gonna fucking wait till the video podcast to fucking there. We'll put that on Twitter. My leg was fucking bruised as fuck. Like I'm gonna go all over the place. Like not the night of or whatever. There's like little bruising, right? But like the next day and the week of, like my whole leg was fucking purple, like all the way down to my fucking ankle.
God damn.
Like just crazy fucking bruise. Like they manipulate your leg like something else, man. They and when you see how small the fucking incision is, you like it's really surprising on like how they got everything done, what they can do with
2024,
whatever.
baby.
And they I don't know what they do with your leg while it's fucking out there. But as I started having to take the drugs and kind of just muddle my way through, waited 24 hours, I got to take edibles, have a beer. Like everything was kind of normal. I was just like trying to do more normal shit. And you're just sitting in this chair and watching shit. Like it was kind of good. Tammy have to get the ice machine set up every fucking half hour. You feel like a little bitch, like a little baby, like you can't do anything for yourself.
Yeah.
And as nice as that might be, like I'm the emperor, just sit here. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
It really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's way worse than not working or feeling purposeful like that. Mm-hmm. Like feeling relied on. Yeah. Like, but it's nice to know that you have somebody that you can rely on.
Yeah.
Right? Like it works both ways. You know what I mean? Like it's not, I would do it for her. But the fact that she would do it for me, it's just like you feel whatever, like safe and taken care of and appreciative of that kind of fucking like having her around. So we're doing all that. Everything is like kind of good, getting coffee again. I would bet you 2 days later, it started to fucking really hurt and suck. And I might have had one. This is again, nobody wants to hear this shit. I might have had this shit. I might have had one shit like 2 days after my surgery, and like. It wasn't easy to come out. Again, I'm sorry, but whatever, right? It was just like fucking like, okay, this isn't a normal shit. But okay, thank God I did. And then my stomach started to really bother me because I felt I couldn't shit when I felt I needed to go.
Man, that's
and I couldn't.
Worst.
And Tammy says it's like that's these drugs, that's what they do to you. And I've heard that like whatever, right? Like as a theory or whatever. So I like, this sucks. And I wasn't that sore, but like 2 days I couldn't shit. And I'm like, this is more bothersome than my leg.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was in hindsight, like, because you start thinking, would I do this again, like my other hip, or do all this? Like, what? I would probably start eating things or setting up my body to be able to shit easier than like, so I could take these drugs than just eating fucking whatever I did before, like pizza, mac and cheese. You know what I mean? Like things that weren't gonna make these process happen better. I'm like, there's probably a better diet to have than going into this.
Yeah.
So I was fucking hurt. Like I was like, what can I do? Do I need a fucking enema? Do I need a fucking like lax? They gave a certain type of laxative.
It was that bad, eh?
Bro, it was all I could fucking concentrate on, because it wasn't like I had cramps in my stomach. It was just like, and part of it is, Tammy said, because it fucking paralyzes your colon. So if sorry people, if you're a regular type of guy and you just like go once a day, like whatever it is, like your body just gets used to that. Not mentally or whatever, just like that's how you get rid of your fucking shit. Yeah. And so I don't know if it was just I was wanting to go and I just never had anything to go, and it was just like a weird paralyzed colon feeling, or I was actually backed up and you don't know what it is. And
this is a lot of shit talking.
Bro, you fucking should have waited. Nothing was better. Like, so I'll get to the point where fucking like, do I need laxative? Do I need all this stuff? Talking to the doctor, like, do I have to fucking go? Like I didn't know what was up. So I stopped taking the pain meds right away. I'm like, this is the problem. I'd rather deal with the fucking pain in my leg. And really all I was doing was like sitting in a chair with my leg up and whatever. Like I can deal with that. And I could take high fucking dose edibles to fucking deal with it, like distract me from the pain and do all that. So after a couple days of not taking the pain pills and a couple laxative stuff, it happened again. My doctor didn't want me to take the laxative in case it went too far the other way. Yeah, and then you're like, and I'm like, fuck, like it's a
rush to the washroom.
It's a very delicate balance, right? And so I was like, yeah, I agree. I don't want that. And so after a couple of false flags or whatever, fake flags or whatever it is, and then
So you didn't shit yourself?
No, I never shit myself. I never had diarrhea or nothing. Like it just went to kind of.
Would you have admitted it on the show?
I would have admitted to on the show for sure. You know, I'll admit, like you want to keep getting there. I'll fucking go. I'll fucking go more.
No,
it goes from being impossible. It goes from being rock hard, the first fuck up they have, to being like baby shit. Fuck, and then you're so happy. I'm like, oh my God.
You're happy as a baby?
You're happy as a fucking baby. And I'm sitting, but the problem is it's so uncomfortable to sit on the toilet. I'm sitting on this raised fucking thing. Like, everything is in me is shrinking, but you have to like again, sorry people, you have to fucking stuff your cock down the fucking this weird medical fucking seat. Like, it's just like, how do people do this? And it's just like all bad news. You feel so uncomfortable. Man. You feel the worst. But once that passes, like Anthony, like I couldn't like it was such a relief. It'd be like having a fucking baby. I don't fucking know. But just once I was so relieved that it happened.
Yeah.
And I felt like my body kind of started to feel normal again. And I feel more normal now, like for this past week, than like I did before. And so once all that kind of stuff, I was gonna say shit again. Once all that shit comes online, you, like I don't have to concentrate on that anymore. Like I felt great. Like I was just like, oh fuck, I just ate a couple salads, had fruit, like did all the things I could do my best to move things along.
Yeah.
But just like that was the hardest part of the recovery. Is the pain pills and what the side effects of what they do. Nothing is free, man. Like that makes me not, I couldn't believe that people take this stuff for fucking fun.
Honestly,
if that's what it does to you.
I would take it for fun.
Well, you tell me that all the time, but then you don't like shitting?
I've never actually been constipated like that before, to be honest.
Ever? Or just because of drugs?
I had one time, it was bad, and it was like maybe 3 days, but it wasn't like terrible. That was just like a random thing. I've never...
When it's in combined with all the other stuff you're going through.
Oh, I think I'd be fucked up.
It was like worth it. So, but like the whole time I'm thinking like I would, as much as I love getting high and do like maybe I could have taken more pills than they offered. And then I might've got a better buzz off of the pills. Nothing's like 300 milligrams. Nothing like to make you feel good. For me. Like that I felt in this area. Like maybe I could have taken 3 of those pills.
Want me to get you something?
No, well, I don't want to be constipated. You keep your fucking shitty drugs fucking away from me. Like that really was the fucking like the hard part of one of the things. Like I don't want to talk about this for the whole like show or whatever, but like what I told you, part of the recovery is that I was so happy with myself with my exercise plan that I did before the surgery. Like we talked about before, like the future self, like this is why I'm doing it. Don't want to be a fat fuck. Want to be a certain weight by football season and my birthday next year and all that kind of stuff. And you see it, you whatever, like it got away from me, like when my mom was sick and all that. But all those times I did the exercises after working till 6 and doing all that, like I felt it when I needed my arms to hold me on the walker.
Yeah.
I felt it when I only had one leg to get me in the car, you know, like one leg to go up the stairs, like all that kind of shit, like it slowly... It comes to you and just like, oh, if I never did that pre-exercises,
yeah, man, it would be tougher.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
And it's so important. Like you just take it so for granted. Like even now, as I get stronger and stronger, you think these little bullshit leg lift exercises are nothing. They are compared to watching the Olympics or something, right?
Yeah.
Like it's so easy. But even that like is inspiring. Like somebody's dedicated their whole life to fucking throw that fucking shot put, and I'm here just wanting to go up a stair. Mm-hmm. So it's doable. You can see it's doable, and so. I was proud of myself with that bullshit work that I kind of thought was bullshit before, but it was just like, oh, I would have been really fucked with that. And so, you know, getting in and out of that. So now I'm at a point where like, I'm just getting better every day.
Yeah.
I feel really good. I'm just barely starting to enjoy not being at work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like I'm just barely starting to get into a new routine. Like this, Tammy was off for 2 weeks. And so she had to take 2 weeks of her vacation time just to take care of me.
Yeah.
Nothing about it was good
for
her.
No fun?
Nothing. Like there's no fun about it. Like we're going to go to the X today, and it might be a little bit sooner than I should go, but she rented a wheelchair fucking for $50 for the month so we can go there a couple times. Like she loves it. So I want to do that for her.
Yeah.
Can't take her to Disney anytime soon, but that'll be like what we do.
You guys aren't going this year, or are you still?
So I don't know if you're going to care. Well, you probably mock me on this. So the only thing that I will probably be doing is taking a vacation after this is done. Like I am on...
Like after you get back to work or before
I go back to work. Like Tammy had to take her vacation for him to take care of me.
Yeah.
She's going to have to go work hard to pay for the house like our house, like our bills, all that shit, because I'm getting like I'm getting unemployment insurance, and I'm still not going back to work, and so I'm going to be off I can see why I'm going to be off work for 3 months, because it takes a while to get that strength back, and I don't want to push it and whatever.
For sure.
I could see if you had a different type of job, maybe like 2 months, but I'm still 3 weeks away from being able to drive.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm still 3 weeks away from being able to have sex.
Yeah.
Right? Like fucking, never mind. Like fuck, there's a lot of weird things that happen here. I can still get off, but you know what I mean? Like it's weird.
Still.
You can't do anything you want. Like, yeah, my poor wife, right? Like,
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll be there in 3 more weeks.
Maybe it's the guy in the ladder will be there.
Yeah, that's right. And I can't chase anybody out of the fucking house anymore. But what we're going to do is like once this EI thing is done, like once my thing is done, is I'm going to go on vacation for 2 full weeks, and we're going to go to Florida.
Nice.
Right? And I'm going to go, and it might seem irresponsible.
You're going to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be fine. For sure.
Well, if I don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like it's, if I can't do that, then I won't be able to go to work. Like I might not like.
Oh, if you can't drive,
like if I can't sit in the car, maybe we'll go take it easy.
You
like,
do realize you
stops.
work 8 minutes from your
not being
house.
In the car, but sitting in the like it's not the drive to work that's going to hurt me.
It's being at work.
Yeah, it's not the drive.
Does it hurt to stand? Like right now, I know I'm not talking about months from now, but like right now, like which one hurts more? Standing, sitting, laying?
Getting out of the chair.
There's like the transition,
the process of getting out of the chair, because you have to do a little squat.
Pain in the ass,
right? Like it's a pain in the front of the leg, to be honest with you. It's that. Like I'm feeling more confident every day.
Yeah.
It's just putting myself in a position to do that. So I could probably stumble through the X today.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but why bother? Right. Like fucking like just get the wheelchair, have her push you.
Sure.
Right. And I can stand up and play when I do whatever. Right. Like it's just going to go there for that. So the same thing with Florida. Like she had no vacation before. She's not going to have any vacation for the next 2 months because I'm like fucking like not, you know what I mean? Like I'll be able to cut the lawn maybe in like fucking 4 weeks. Like I'll be able to do other shit. I can start maybe cooking dinners now. She doesn't have to fucking do everything, but she still has to put my socks on for me today. Right? Like she still has to help me get dressed.
Yeah.
Because there's certainly I can't bend all the way down yet. Mm-hmm. Right? But slowly, but like I don't know where the transition goes from me trying to do it to that's too much to try to do right now. Right? Like I don't know. Like I think the feeling is like, yeah, like I just think of a David Goggins type of thing, just ignoring all the doctor's orders and just fucking doing everything. And I don't want to fuck shit up.
You don't want to rip stitches and shit.
That's what.
Right?
Well, I know everything is all out now. And all
the stitches are gone.
Yeah, staples are gone.
Oh no! Oh, you had staples.
Yeah,
everything
is all. The cut hasn't been covered over for a while.
Oh,
it's just what I'm like, just too much, doing too much. Like you won't know you've done too much until you're halfway through doing too much and you fall over or whatever it is. Like I don't know, right? I'm not even trying to sound like a bitch doing that. I'm just like. Slowly but surely, I could probably try. I put one of my socks on yesterday because it was just kind of fumbled, and Tam was like, I hate having her watch her bend down and have to do it. Like it's just struggle, right? Like it's fucking, you feel so fucking useless, and so I don't want to. I hate that feeling.
Yeah,
I hate that she has to watch me go up and down the stairs. It's more part of me is just like, okay, next week I'm gonna like I go to downstairs when she goes to work in the morning now. It's kind of only been 1 week when I've kind of had the house to myself and done all these kind of things. So. Next week, I'll just probably go up and down the stairs myself, like start doing that.
Yeah.
Part of it is I don't want her to worry because I don't want her to be at home and like, oh, did he fucking make it? But then we've already talked about it. No, we'll do. I could have forced it this week if I wanted to. So you know what? Go to work. I'll call you when I made it down the stairs. That way she knows I fucking made it down the stairs. But even now today, like she has to go and get my coffee for me. This is hilarious. She probably has a way better fucking angle of these stories than I do. But so she's doing everything for me. I'm not. Sometimes you don't think you're as fussy or particular as you might actually be, like me personally. Yeah. But I love my coffee hot. Like I hate warm coffee. Like by the time it gets like you're drinking it, that's fine. But I'll even want to reheat it in the middle of the way. And if I get my coffee and have to do certain things, I come home, it's like I'm already going to want to reheat this fucking shit. And so all my little fucking intricacies, like she'd come home with the coffee and say, oh yeah, can you reheat that? Like for a minute and 10, can stir it and then put it in for another minute. You know, like all these things that I don't mind doing for myself, but she's like, motherfucker. When she goes back to work and they said like, are you fucking, do you hate him now?
Well, like, no, you know what he does with his coffee?
Yeah, that's it. She hated my coffee fucking situation more than anything else, right?
God.
So you just don't want to, whatever, right? You just don't want to fucking do that to fucking people. But
yeah. So
yeah, I don't know what else I'm missing out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's just probably more to fucking talk about, but obviously I fucking went on. So that's how I've kind of gotten to where I am today. And each day gets better and better. I waited a full day to have a smoke. What's kind of sucking now is on EI. What I am a little sick of is trying to budget weed.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm sick of the ounce of weed I got a few weeks ago, and I'm trying not to just send her to the dispensary and get me more fancy joints. Like I'll go tomorrow.
Is it garbage weed?
It turns out to be garbage weed. Like I deserve much better than this. Surprisingly, the one joint I smoked before I got here was like today was like I got a little, you know what I mean? Like I get more buzz than I actually think I do.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, like it's not ideal. I am sick of the budget weed situation.
I hear that.
Like this is one of the perks of actually having a job.
Is not having budget weed.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like we've already talked our own work fucking shit and a little bit, and then you sent me a picture of my areas. It's like, other than you, let's see how I put this, make you say something. Other than you missing me because you don't have one other person to talk to, am I missed at work? Like, is it like my area has been filled? Like, it's easily replaced. I'm not saying I should feel missed, but I bet you I'm not missed as much as I would want to. Maybe
You're probably not missed as much as you would want.
Yeah, it's not even that I want, but I bet you replaced instantly.
The funny thing is, like we talked before the show, it's been hectic. Like a lot of like crazy shit's happened, like big events, and like now that they have a new guy who is training in your area, which is weird for me. I just don't look over there.
You could be his friend too. What time's your podcast?
No, I like that guy, but he's nah. But yeah, like I mean, yeah. I think more than being missed, I think you'll be appreciated more when you come back.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's probably a better way to put it.
I think they're going to be like, oh, fuck, finally. Like, it's going to be like, because there's shit that's going on that can't be done because you can't just give it to anybody. You know what I mean? And TU is having a problem with his back, and he's been talking to HR about like limiting his like work duties. So there's a whole bunch of shit going on.
I'm going to come back full bore. Like, I'm not going to come back with any kind of limitations.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back with like, can't waiting to go. And I think, if you're running a company like that, like even you, like no, like you can't count on me for next month or two. You know what I mean? So I'm out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
You're not missed because you can't be missed. Like you said, you'll be like received well when you come back.
For sure.
But I got to tell you, like, I don't know what we talked about before. I don't fucking feel yet not having a purpose.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be my purpose in life, building trucks for this company or whatever, but having a job, like having like, that's what kind of gets you through life. You know what I mean? Like doing something. Like,
so you're okay with being a housewife?
So far, so good. Like I have not fucking felt like
I wouldn't expect any other answer.
I know you wouldn't, but I don't know if you would have said no. I think you would have said it because you wouldn't have wanted to sound less of a man. You would have wanted to admit that you can live in this lethargic situation. What it gives you is just time to not do anybody else's bidding.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even if you own your own company, like, you're still selling yourself.
Oh, it's probably worse, right?
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Like, so you're, like being under the thumb of the man is for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't miss, like I said, I can just veg out. What my problem is not smoking too much weed or fucking eating too much or doing, like, I can't wait till I can get another clearance where I can just start maybe even exercising more. It sucks because I'm not there yet. I'm not trying to be this fucking super committed guy, but like I talked before, it's like I've never had the time just to concentrate on myself. Yeah. Right now, I'm not doing any kind of self-improvement other than recovering. And it's great because you can see it and you feel it and you feel like that. But bro, my mind, I feel free.
Yep.
Like I feel like I can't imagine how you would feel with all your responsibilities that you feel redundant, responsible for. Like how you know what I mean? Like making the thing run smoothly. I'm just not there to help a truck get done. Like, I'm just like feeling like I've said, like my personal satisfaction of getting something built. Like you mentioned before the show, it's like, oh, I can see why, because you're a builder, you'll eventually like maybe build a Lego and all that. It's just like, bro, I can barely take my eyes off of these fucking garbage TV shows to fucking watch to play a video game. Yeah. Like the idea of building something isn't left my, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if it's because it's been so long. Like you don't know. Like I love my rat race. I love what it's given me. I love everything, but it's like
a break is always
and warranted. A vacation break, like you said, you're in Deerhurst, and just one more week of that, one more week of that
would have been perfect.
I felt a whole lifetime of that.
Yeah,
and just the idea of this. So I'm right in the middle of it, just like, okay, now I'm starting to like feel good. I'm not worried about shitting, and not worried about this and that. Just like, oh man, I can start doing more chores around the house. I can start, like, you know what I mean? And I'm just barely scratching at the surface. I'm barely getting a life back again. Never mind the life of having to, you know what I mean? Like spend 5 days a week working. And that was only 4 weeks. And so I feel free in a way. Not that I ever felt like controlled like that, but just like, you know, we talked about before, you work days. Like, how are all these people out and about during the day? Like, who works? How's society going?
Yeah.
Like, how does this fucking get going? It's just like, you're wrong for thinking you have to be stuck in a factory for fucking 9 days. Like, such an old or 9 hours a day.
But working period.
Or whatever it is, working period, right? But I don't like you. I don't want to be on universal basic income. That feels like welfare state to me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to earn my way.
Yeah.
But how much of that is a old school mentality that's been put in my head? Like, what if money meant nothing?
A lot of it.
And so I think if you stay in this state for too long, this is what my problem is with the fucking Joe Rogans of the world and all that. It's just like, oh, your problems aren't my problems. It's easy to just say, do what you want or fucking this and that. Like, whatever, like, sure, you can break out of whatever situation you're in, but I don't have time to fucking contemplate on the wonders of the world or if aliens are real or not. I have to go build a truck. I have to pay my bills. My bills are not taken care of. Like, it's a struggle out there, and I got it good. So once you're free of any of that, once you're like have no money problems, and you can start thinking like, yeah, why did Bernie Sanders not get the vote? Or was the Trump assassination real? Like, we can look at that and fucking play in it. But if you have nothing else to do and then fucking concentrate on that and then think you're being manipulated by the media and all these things are sent to you, you could just get lost in a whole other like another like line of thinking.
Next thing you know, you're selling your house, buying a trailer, and moving to freaking land out in the middle of nowhere.
And so why does that happen?
Because people are crazy.
Is that because you've concentrated on the wrong thing too much?
Yeah.
Or is it a new realization? Like, are we depending on society too much? Like, is the whole, like, again,
Society's necessary, man.
I love society.
Building it and being a part of it is absolutely necessary.
Yeah, but how much of that is like, okay, this is what I get at. So then you're in but when you're working and you're doing it, you're like a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
When you get to see yourself out of the cog of the machine, you're like, yeah, I guess some people, if you're out of it for too long, you forget you just think you know what it's like to be a cog in that machine.
Yeah.
And you get to fucking just, with no consequence at all, just comment on how things could be better without actually doing anything about it. Or actually even having the time to find out what is going on. Because we were almost going to have an emergency pod. Again, it almost seemed like it's too far away. When Trump got assassination attempt. Half the time you're thinking, was this real? Is this a publicity stunt?
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's not, what are they going to turn this into? And I don't know what your opinion on is. I'm not even sure I have a real opinion on it or whatever, right?
You don't?
I do, but none of it's of consequence. I mean, none of it, okay, the less I have to do for a job, the more of it I can like sit in. Like, I'm not going to let it rule my life, but part of me is like, holy fuck, is this the system we've set up? Are people making fake assassination attempts to fucking boost their political fucking powers?
The weirder things have happened, oddly enough.
But not in front of, well, I don't know, but like
things
not in
things
front of our eyes.
Out. Yeah, things have come out. Like when you hear a lot of mafia guys are coming out talking about the stuff that they've done back in the day when it was like mafia was really prevalent, you realize that this kind of shit is like, hey, the political people have hired mafia people to do certain things. And that shit's been going on. So is it really that much of a stretch to threaten to have a fake assassination attempt? I don't know.
I don't know if it's so much like it's a fake assassination. It's just like the whole political fucking world. Like,
well, they do things in the pursuit of power, anything.
So, and this is my saying, you and I just like, oh, that's a game we have no control of. It's like watching Game of Thrones and realizing like, oh, we're the small folk. Yeah. You know, like we're not fucking, you know what I mean?
There's a bigger game being played.
Like there's a bigger game and you feel manipulated in that way. I don't live my life like that. Like we could talk about other people that fall into like a rabbit hole like that.
Yeah.
And you don't smoke weed because you can get paranoid and like what's really going on.
Exactly.
But if you actually have nothing else to do, and then this is all you can fucking talk about. Like, how can I put this? I just thought, and again, give me some license or whatever. Like, I always like a blame a Joe Rogan for this or do that. But my new love for Cat Williams. Like, what else has Cat Williams got to do than try to fucking put his spin on what he sees going on? Right? Like, what can he other do than just like fucking, no, my truth tells me like this is what's going on. as a black guy or as a guy that's got fucking free time on his hand to read about the fucking Egyptians or the fucking Anunnaki or you know what I mean? Like fuck whatever it is. And as a great comedian, he puts a spin on it that makes you laugh. But part of it is like, hey, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh, hey, don't you listen to what I'm telling you?
Yeah, but not to fucking belittle you.
No.
But just to say, this is what I figured out.
Yeah.
But you and me as a welder are just going, fuck yeah, maybe they had a time machine. Or maybe fucking like this is, like, maybe these are all spun out stories from other fucking things. Like, because I wasn't in religion, I'm not focused on a certain religion that I was brought up with. So I kind of see everything in all in one. And I don't try to hate any of them or love any of them.
Yeah.
Right? I don't meet a guy like you and I can just dismiss everything and I can just say, fuck, man. Or watch some other shit or see the world go around. Just go, I don't know, man. Like, why can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
And I can't make other people see that sight because they've been indoctrinated into these fucking other things. And I can just marvel at, like I said, like a Cat Williams can like find something and marvel at it and just like, how do I get my opinion out there? He's got nothing else to do but think about what he thinks about things.
Does he though?
More than you and I do.
Oh, that's for bro. Maybe.
I'm just bringing up his example.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's inconsequential. Like he's not a politician trying to get power or manipulate the system.
That is true.
He's
a
just
comedian.
seeing things and putting his opinion out there.
His job is to think about stuff and write it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like, wouldn't that be great? That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But we're doing it. We talked about it before. Like, could we have not done this? Yeah, we've had a break. You know what I mean? Like, how important is it? But like, we're being fulfilled right now by talking to each other. We can bring up people we love. And so I was like, we couldn't have that conversation with them because I'm more closed-minded to their ideas and they might be closed-minded to my ideas.
Yeah.
I might be like putting myself down like that, but you and I don't have that kind of to each other.
Yeah.
We try to feel a little bit more open-minded in what we might want to talk about.
Yeah.
And people out there, like that's a trained thing to do in certain ways. And we could bring up examples of people that like Nate from work, whatever, just like fucking, he might be this type of person. But you know what? I bet you I can have a fucking hour and a half conversation with him every week and come out of there like respectful and actually learn something. Like, it's weird. I've never thought, like evolution. He was the first person in a while to tell me that he doesn't think evolution is real and whatever, right? And you might have this, and it's like fucking like, why have I just taken it for granted the whole time? Why have I just thought that? And I could come up with examples, but like I'm not just my instant reaction is like, what a fucking idiot you are. It's like, no, I can't do that because I don't know if I'm 100% right because of what I've heard.
Yeah.
And so you see all these things and then you start to fucking be Cat Williams, just go, well, like, this is happening everywhere. But he doesn't have a bus to catch at 7:30 in the morning. And so you get to just live in that world and you forget the 7:30 bus catchers.
Yeah.
You and I forget the 7:30 bus catchers.
Absolutely.
Right? And so...
And we're not that far away from them.
That's what, but you and then you can get an inflated sense of yourself or whatever. So you can see all that. So I think that can happen if you have too much time on your hands.
Yeah. Is that going to happen to you?
No, because I've never had that kind of time on my hands. I've always jonesed for more time. Like I said, right now, I wish I could do a little bit more exercises than I can do. Like I'm thinking to myself, I could probably start doing like curls sitting on the couch, not affecting my body or any other way. And I could just do that. And I'm not that I need a type of person that always needs authority to tell me when I can do stuff. But just like, you know what? And it sounds lazy saying it out loud. I'm going to wait till I ask a doctor if I can do that. And then go there. And then all of a sudden, just like every day I get better, one day they're going to say, you can do whatever you think you can do. The idea of dropping to the ground and doing a push-up right now seems impossible.
Yeah.
And it probably is. Because I've never gotten myself up off the ground. I can barely get in and out of bed. Right? Like I've just gotten that taken care of.
Yeah.
And the idea that once you start feeling good, you're trying to do too much. So I'm just soaking it in. Like I said, I've played video games one time. I'm watching these documentaries fucking like I love it. But if, like I said, if that's all you ever do, then you start living in like, fucking, did you see that documentary? They're real, man.
Yep.
Like it's all real.
Then you go down the rabbit hole, your YouTube
and
algorithms
you don't talk to real people.
Your Twitter algorithm's fucked up.
You don't have a podcast where you talk to somebody else.
And then
you just have a podcast where you talk to the camera.
Oh, you know what? That's true. Like, you know, when you have a conversation with somebody and you're so convinced in your mind, happens all the time to me. And then they say something and like, oh yeah, I forgot about that part of it.
It happens to me. That's why I just said with Nate, with evolution, with you, like so. But if you're like just Bill Burr ranting to the fucking TV,
you only have yourself,
and you get confirmation from like your commenters and everything. Yeah, you go get them. That turns the people into fucking that Tate guy to fucking Matt Dillon guy. Like these turns these people into just one trick ponies.
Yeah,
and then they dive into it for monetary reasons, or they just do it like so whatever. So I can see how that happens.
So here's the question. I know.
What?
Do you think the Trump assassination was real?
The attempt.
So I think the attempt was real, that for some reason, some of the Secret Service people or whatever let happen. Like I think it was an inside job.
Inside job?
I don't think that this guy, yeah, I think the biggest evidence to me is that because he's such a character, when you see the video of the target on his head and he just tilts his head that one little time and then the bullet goes and hits his ear, like, I don't think you could have timed that.
For sure. But
I think if he didn't tilt his head, that would have got in the middle of his head.
I have now come to the conclusion that I think is just a rogue thing.
So how do you explain the Secret Service letting him get to that point? Like, he had to bring a fucking ladder and get through security with a gun.
My thing is, so I think I told you this before. I think we talked about this, and I said I was watching this video. Of course, he's a military sniper, special ops, and he was talking like he said his wife could make that shot. Granted, his wife is trained by him, but he said that weapon at that distance is in its capabilities. Easily you could make that shot, he said, right? And this is the state. This is not Canada. This is a state where gun ranges and guns are very, very prevalent.
Okay.
So if this guy had an AR, he must have shot it before, in my mind. So, and then he said, this is what really made me think about it. He said, if he's like, he knows he wouldn't miss the first shot. He's like, he would have got it on his first shot. He's a sniper. But he said if he would have missed the first shot, once he saw that first shot missed, the second shot would have already been sent, and there would have been. He said, guarantee there would have been no way he's missing the second shot. That guy shot 6 times, man.
Yeah,
he shot 6 times, and what? There's no way. 3 of those shots were gone before Donald Trump was put down. So how do you miss that shot? Almost a guarantee shot 3 times. He said this too. He said basic training in the army, like your basic grunt. That was what? How far was that distance? They said Trump shot. He was at, was it 1,000? Whatever it was. He said basic army training. Just getting in the army is double that with that weapon.
I agree that he's just a rogue clown. But I think he's a patsy that somebody let him get to.
Why not?
How did he get to where he was?
But why not get a patsy who could make that shot? Why get a patsy who could not make that shot?
I think it's okay. That's fine, but I don't think that was a willing pat. They're bad at getting the patsy. Do you ever hear the story of like the FBI like setting up people to be terrorists? Putting them in, like giving them the ingredients to make a bomb, and then giving them a fake detonator, and then as soon as they hit the fake detonator, they arrest them. Yeah, and like 10 out of the 9 people, or 9 out of the 10 people that were in the chat were fucking FBI. Yeah, right. So they just found somebody that was willing to do this. Find somebody that's willing to do this, and they set him up, and they're like, you know what? Like it almost makes more sense when you told me before that he missed them on purpose. Like to have it be fake. It's easier to fucking just have a fake attempt. Yeah. How close it got to his actual head makes me think it wasn't fake. And I'm saying they didn't get the fucking Tom Cruise of fucking snipers.
But it's not. But that's what I'm saying. It's not that far fetched. America have people who loves guns and love gun ranges and love to be able to shoot guns. To not find somebody who can make an easy shot, which, from a military guy, I don't know this for sure, from a military guy says is a very easy shot. Why get the one person?
So how do you think he got to the fucking rooftop? You think it was just like pure fucking Mission Impossible fucking skill that got him to the rooftop? I think he got help getting to the rooftop. That's where it's undeniable.
He must have had maybe some sort of help.
It could have been 4 people out of 100.
It's hard for me to believe that it's a whole planned thing from the top, and they just got a freaking person who just couldn't do it. If we believe that the JFK thing was planned, they did that shit right. Yeah. So why not do it in this modern day and age with way better weapons and way more information on people? You could find out how many times a guy went to a gun range. Yeah. You could plant yourself to their gun range and see that they could make that. There's so much thing. It's the FBI if they were really in on it, or the CIA. Or the Secret Service. You could have got enough information to know that to take a presidential candidate out, you don't want to have a mistake, and then you just get some scrub. That's why I'm just like, I don't see that. They could have got anybody There's freaking private militias in the States who could probably make that shot easily. So they could have literally got anybody.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it makes more, like I said, other than how close it got to his actual head, it almost makes it feel like, make this a fake attempt. Like, make it a fake attempt. But I don't, so can, let me find this. This is something that I think I just have to say I'm never going to understand.
We'll never know. I
don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's so annoying to me that it's all fucking happening. I've been kind of cut off of it all, whatever, like, I don't even, not like a Bernie bro or whatever, but once I found out they fucking didn't let Bernie Sanders be really democratically elected to that position.
Yeah, I thought that was ridiculous.
Then I've been cut off. Like the Democrat, whatever, that other side deserves all that shit. I am not a Trump lover at all, but if I was an American, I would be so disappointed that they didn't really give me the choice that I really want.
I agree.
And if I had to watch Joe Biden for the last however many years,
oh my God,
and just like, whatever his head, like the fakeness of what that was, like his wife is making more decisions than him or whatever, I would feel so let down by my leaders. Like, I don't give a fuck about Trudeau. Like, whatever. Our country's going to be fine with whatever power struggle runs it. We're very lucky here. It's not that much of a consequence. But let power go back and forth either side. I'm not that much of a hater, but like, whatever. I've seen your face too long. I just don't like it. And give me another one, and I'll hate you soon enough too. But with this whole other side, with this only like red and black, red and blue, fucking this choice, it's just like they make you eventually pick the other side, or make me eventually pick the other side because you're so full of nonsense. And I don't know much about Harris, like fucking this, that, but now nobody even voted her into this position.
Yeah, I know.
Now with all my hate of Trump, you're only letting me have this. I would just do it. I would not vote for her out of spite, like out of fucking you making me have to do this.
And what if that's planned?
Yes, and that's where I think that happens. I think there's no choice. I said it 100 years back. You're not even going to notice when GST came into fucking Canada.
Who's GST?
This the tax, right? Like, there was no fucking this general tax that swept the fucking whole country.
Yeah.
One politicians we're not doing this. If you vote us, we're not going to do this. The we're going to have to do this, and they did it. And then you vote us in, we won't do this, and they never took it out. They never take it out.
Yep, they never
Same
take it
with weed.
out.
We're never going to legalize weed. You vote for us, we're going to legalize weed. We're voting for you. Okay, we're in now. We're going to take weed away? Nah. So I think they take turns. I don't think it's
for sure. I agree.
I'm not as conspired by that. But if I had nothing else to do and I think about this too much, I would get lost in that thing. I would feel helpless in that situation. So I look at this whole fucking Trump. I think Trump's a joke, but I think all leaders are a joke. But he's less of a joke than this Democratic Party.
I agree.
This Democratic Party, the way they've handled everything, and no knock on like Harris and all, like everybody seems to forget a lot of the bad things that they did along the way to get there. And she's got fucking billions of dollars for fucking like stock market transaction stuff. It's fucking well documented. Like she's an inside trader. Worse even, and Clinton was, again, there wasn't as much information out there at the time for me to care about it, but her policies on like 3 strikes and you're in jail type of stuff is fucking abhorrent. Like her putting fucking non-violent criminals in jail is fucking like disastrous. And she got most of her political fucking power from being that type of DA or whatever that position was. And it's at the time it might have seemed fine, but it looks gross now. It looks like an overreach of fucking power, just like the stock market stuff.
I agree, man.
And so I hate Trump with a passion. But it's only because he's more forthright with how shitty he is, just like everybody else is. It's just how he delivers the message,
covers, man.
What?
Everybody else is under the covers.
Yeah, but he is. But you can't like. It's
politics.
It's all fucking fake.
It's all politics.
What was better about so this is again. I'll go. This is the last thing I'll say about this. So I've been on Twitter a lot. I've got nothing else to do. I'm not as good on it because I've been watching Big Brother. Have you been watching Big Brother, The Challenge yet? The Challenge just started this week.
Yes, I've been watching Big Brother.
Okay.
And I have to ask you how you feel about freaking that chick, the old lady, Angela.
I'm so happy you're watching, man.
Yeah.
So
wait. I am.
It was on yesterday and the day after.
We haven't watched it yesterday, and we haven't watched it. We haven't watched it this week. Sunday was the last one we've watched.
Yeah, so Tuesday was a clip show that you should not bother with. There was a show on Tuesday that was a clip show. I don't know why they do a clip show already. And then they had the regular Wednesday, Thursday. Bro, it's on fire. Okay,
it's such a good season.
It's such a good season, man.
Is.
The AI thing might be gimmicky.
Yeah.
And sorry, people, you should watch the show. What?
So pointless. You
No.
don't need it.
No. It's
You
not
don't
pointless.
need it. I like the AI arena.
Yes.
But the AI characters, we don't need it.
Okay.
We need the Big Brother voice.
No. The AI thing is needed because, well, I like it because it's the refreshing nature of how it changes the game. When they gave you the idea to vote a new person in, and it was like the AI person.
Yeah, I thought
so. That was
was cool.
So you got bonus for bringing somebody in.
Yeah.
My instinct is to like, no, I'm not bringing another fucking player into the game. So until you didn't know it was an AI, so that was a twist.
Yeah.
Every twist is a new twist that's never happened before.
I like that.
I don't care that it's a fake Angela telling you that Tucker's on there. Like that's kind of bullshit.
Oh, I haven't seen that part.
Oh shit, sorry.
But I knew that was happening. I know the power. I know the power and everything.
You know she won HOH last week.
No, I didn't.
Come on, man.
So I didn't watch Sunday. No, go ahead. I don't care.
So now I'm
no, but I don't. That part with Tucker's power. Tucker, is it Tucker? No, Tucker's the guy who's killing everything.
Tucker's a fucking animal.
Who's the guy? What's his name? Quinn.
Quinn.
He had the power.
He had the power.
Yeah, I've been expecting that's going to happen this week because this is his last week to use it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I figure. But Angela winning, how does she fucking win? I don't like that chick, to be honest. I can't stand that chick.
So I think so I don't know how. Okay. I'm not trying to be a pussy here. I'm not trying to be a fucking. If that was me saying the things that she said to other people, white, black, fucking brown, girl, boy, I would be kicked out for being a bully.
Absolutely.
Kirk fucking calling people crazy eyes.
Yeah.
Her, like, never mind that she's paranoid about stuff that's not going on. That's fucking hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost sad to watch somebody fucking, like, be that paranoid.
Yeah.
But you kind of, I'm not in the house. Like, she's a perfect example of how the way her emotions are honestly coming out is like, I think that happens to most people. They just have to contain themselves.
Yeah.
Right? Like the people that kind of like let it build up and then well up, or like a psychopath, like other people won't let it affect them. She's an older lady. She's like seeing things but she's a fucking bully. She's a fucking menace.
She is.
The way she talks to people is almost as like slapping them. And it annoys me that it's allowed to go on.
Yeah.
Not like justice for all. I'm happy. I'm fine. Like let the game play, and it's in a way like if whatever. Like just it's a double standard.
Yeah.
If a girl slaps a guy's ass, it's fine. If a guy slaps a girl's ass, all of a sudden it's sexual assault or something.
And on top of that, I don't even think she's that good of a player to warrant her even being in the game still. Like there's people like Evil Dick who's been doing so much shit but still being a good game player that you're earning your spot, or you people are afraid of you or whatever. They're just keeping her in the house because somebody better on the block was easier to kick out.
They have no reason to kick her out anymore. That's almost one of those people you keep around now because they're an instant threat.
People's been kicked out for less, man.
No, like as production wise. Yeah.
No, I mean like on a vote. Like,
out.
Yeah, people's been voted out because they freaking whispered too loud or some bullshit. There's been so much bullshit where people's been kicked out, and for her to get away with that kind of stuff, and I think maybe more so in like now day and age where the woke society, and the fact that I just didn't feel like they hated her actions as much as it deserved.
So yeah, that's what I guess what I'm trying to say, but I'm kind of fine with that. Just let it play out, because I don't know if she's like, again, I don't know if she recognizes. Okay, again, she should have been checked on that.
She doesn't add anything to the game. To me, she doesn't add anything to the game. The game could run just fine if she was gone.
Yeah, but like I could fucking say that about half the people. Like
we could, but what is she doing? How much is she plotting, and how much of her plans are going?
The fucking funny thing about her is how out of the loop she is.
Exactly.
But that's fucking. But it's so. So the fucking. So do you know who left? Who's the last person that left that you can tell me?
The last person to leave was the cop dude.
Okay, so there you go. He fucking quit.
That
guy's
a
fucking
bitch.
way out of that game. And he
out.
fucking lied about what he did. He had less to bring to the game than Angela does. Out of the two,
we don't know though.
No. I can already tell you. Out of the two, she wants to be there more than anything.
Well, wanting to be there, yes.
No, but that's what I want to watch.
I don't want her on there at all.
Yeah, I
want both of them out. I was going through my thing and I seen him come up on my Google feed and to say that he's asked to quit. I was like, yo, fuck this guy. Anybody who comes on this show and asks or even thinks about wanting to leave, you need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I hear you. And the same thing, we're watching Australian Survivor and we're like seasons back, and this one guy was disappointed because his tribe didn't vote him out. Fucking quit, bro.
Yeah,
don't
just
fucking make me
quit.
vote you out. So
Like,
I have zero respect for that. But
you took someone's spot. Like,
the fucking funny thing about Angela is watching how fucking out of the loop she is. Like watching, like, so what? So by Tucker, I'm sorry. So you saw Tucker give her the fucking the thing. She had no idea that was happening.
Yeah.
But he's like, you're the least problem for me. He's fucking full bore in the game.
I get that, but those people fucking win sometimes.
That's why
Floaters
it's
get
not-
to the end.
That's why. And also, what happens how many times where, remember that Paul guy with the beard?
Yeah.
He doesn't get voted because they're butthurt in the jury.
Yeah.
So it's never perfect. It's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about the human condition and what it does to the fucking people. And so I don't like all the twists that make it fucking so. If Angela won HOH again and then Quinn gets to do his fucking like deep fake thing, it's like that's a kind of bullshit thing. That's like the real winner isn't getting to fucking choose what's up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'd rather her get to do that. I'm back and forth. What I kind of liked, and I don't know if you can tell me this more soon, when she saw the fucking people, like there was 4 black people talking about fucking making an alliance.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they were talking about making an alliance.
Yeah.
And she didn't say, hey, look at those 4 black people. She's like, that group of people. And I really believe she was just talking about a group of people.
Yeah.
And it sounded kind of racist. And I'm glad it didn't go down that way. Like I felt for her that because it does sound, and it's very hard to defend. But she was right. She was whatever she was saying, they were really doing, and they get to fucking hide that no. Just because we're 4 people talking, like you can't say that, Angela. But she was right. Like that's a hard place to be because she's getting her white old lady facts. You know what I mean? Like thrown in her face. It's like, no, you're kind of wrong.
But you know why she's getting that thrown in her face?
Because it's happened before.
Because because of her personality from the beginning, how easily she is to bully people, like you said. Being a bully, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 2 years from now there's a Karen video of her, because that's starting to seem like her person.
Yeah.
If it was somebody else,
Yeah.
like Mackenzie said, oh my God, look at them making their alliance. I don't think people would have been as much as she, because Mackenzie's not a bully like that. She's just like low key. She hangs with everybody. You know, she's doing her thing.
I hear what you're saying.
So that's why when I saw that, I instantly thought like that's bullshit. I didn't think that she was talking about racism. I'm like, yo, that's bullshit that anybody would go down that line with her.
They were talking
they were
about,
trying to do a
mini
alliance.
cookout. They said cookout before she ever said cookout.
Yeah.
And so, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very hard to fucking call that out without being called out.
Well, call it out being a game player and not a bully.
No, but so you don't get, you're right. You don't get the benefit if you've been bullied before.
Yeah.
So I am surprised when she was calling that other girl that got kicked out already, that Lisa chick, for walking funny.
Yeah,
and being like she should have been, that's outright bullying.
You literally show your character.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if she actually is racist, to be honest.
So she has that benefit of that. It's hard because I don't think that label should be thrown on her until, but you get to say, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I
get that. So I see that, but what I've had to do is kind of, I was on, like, I've learned how to kind of skip through the Twitter feeds of it, but the Twitter feeds are trying to ruin it for me because I only like watching the show and I hate watching the other. And if I just was on Twitter alone, Mackenzie seems to be like the most racist piece of shit on Twitter.
Does she?
Yes. Like I've heard
on
a couple
Twitter?
other things.
Probably live feeds.
It's never gotten called out on the show, and I can't really see it on the show.
Yeah.
But out of the little things that I've kind of seen, I've seen some weird things. But again, that's instead of being edited by CBS, it's edited by fucking XYZ on fucking Twitter. So
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I get it. So I don't see that. But watching the show, seeing these characters play, I really like the girl with the weird accent, that T-Core.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got that fucking funky accent that pops out every now. But again, why? I only like her because she's like low key.
Yeah.
Like but that's not fun to watch. Tucker is fucking fun to watch because he's playing the game different than anybody else has ever played.
Anybody who watches Big Brother knows how that goes. You start winning from the beginning, you better win every single chance you get now because you're gonna be a target. I always feel like Selena says it too when we watch a show. As soon as you come in the house and you start playing hard, you're like, okay, you're done. You're not making it to the end. You have to have the ebb and flow.
I do think people are gonna not vote him out the second they can, but the thing is though,
he wins too much.
And if you're already showing the problem is sometimes you only have to show that on the first competition, and then people label you as that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but his example, he's too much for me. Like he's a little too much. There's a little fucking like I don't know why I'm not fully on board with him. It's just because it's like so out there. Like I don't believe it. But he's probably more real than everybody else that's in the fucking house. But then it's just like, I'm going for this, and I love 3 people on the block and the AI competition in the end. I like how that throws a wrench because you don't know who the final 2 are going to really be.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that. So I'm all in.
Yeah,
it's but better than that, and I'm really happy that you've been watching. You got opinion, but you have to do this for me. The Challenge 40th season has started.
I saw
it just started yesterday.
Before you left, I saw the article of the cast and what they were doing. I was gonna send it to you, but I was just like, maybe he probably already saw it, and I just left it alone.
Nice.
And so Selena said to me yesterday, she's like, I think a new challenge season has started. And I was like, yes, because this one looks like it's gonna be good.
This is the one to end all challenges.
Yeah?
Like there'll be other challenges or whatever. I'm not going to try to spoil it, but anything for you, but it's the 40th season.
It's the eras.
So there are some people that are missing that you would wish were there, but yeah, it's 4 different eras.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4. One starting with fucking the OGs that have been there. They're all fucking over 40 years old. The second season has got so many killers. Like I'm interested to know. Like, so the first season was before my time. I know who they are now because of the things.
Yeah.
But yeah, like just the whole structure of it all. It's so grand. I think MTV has given them all the fucking budget in the world.
Oh,
and
yeah, I can't
when
wait.
you start, so again, when you see, so we watched the preview show and what's it? So there's 40 fucking challengers.
Holy.
That's so many fucking people.
40?
When you see 40 challengers start the first competition, you're blown away. You're fucking blown away with everything about it.
I can't wait.
The fucking logistics of it all. And the characters. There's no fucking fluff other than Josh.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, you have to. You got to have some haters in there. There's hardly any. Okay, and Anissa. Okay, so every era might have a fluff in there somewhere, right? But other than that, and they've got their.
I can't wait, man.
But there's so much like real. You know what I mean? Like they're all like in there.
Nice.
I miss Wes. I wish Wes was there.
He's not there?
No. Wes
Are
is
you
not there.
How?
He doesn't want to be there. He fucking retired.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I thought they didn't invite him. I was gonna be like, what kind of
No.
bullshit
He
is
chose
that?
not to be there.
Okay, fine.
Like you miss. I don't know how off the top of my head other people missing or whatever, but it's on, man. It's on. Again, we're making ourselves have another hard out. Did you watch any of the Olympics?
Yeah.
I luckily had 2 weeks off. I had all the Olympics in my face.
I watched the Olympics.
So have you always liked the Olympics?
Yeah, I always liked the Olympics.
Just because I like random events that I never like. I'm watching long jump, triple jump, high jump, fucking javelin. I'm in anything.
Yeah, I like it. I love it.
What's your favorite?
Summer?
Okay,
Summer
I was going to
Olympics
guess
because we're here.
Well, but what's your favorite event? I was going to say in the Summer Olympics.
In the Summer Olympics, I really like gymnastics. Right. Track and field is obviously usually the most exciting, especially the 100 and the 200 and the relay.
Yeah.
Right. So I really like that. Swimming I'm a big one with swimming. Yeah. I love swimming. I like the trampoline thing.
That's like crazy. Me too.
Like those ones really. Where's one that I like that's fucked up?
So
yeah, that's basically it. I watched them all, but
what did you think of breakdancing?
I feel like that I think it's smart for them to put breakdancing into the Olympics.
Okay.
I think it didn't come out as well as they wanted to, but I think the Olympics needs to grab the younger audience.
So that's what they do in all kinds of other things. I don't think it belongs in the Olympics. Like, I think there's lots of fucking... I'm happy it was.
There's ice dancing. There's synchronized swimming.
No. I've seen you. So right? I don't... But I have gymnastics. Like, the better breakdancers were the fuck... You know what I mean? Like, they're basically gymnasts.
But it's like what you said. They are, but they're already prevalent in the breakdancing
I would take it.
world,
I would never
right?
take it out again since it's been in.
But it's like what you said a couple episodes ago, where it's hard to believe snowboarding wasn't in the Olympics. And I think that, like, I even remember when BMX wasn't in the Olympics.
So that makes more sense than breakdancing's so subjective.
Yes,
a guy gets to the bottom of even half pipe is subjective. I like
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna be like, well, skateboarding is subjective. Like,
yeah, I don't like that. Like
Right?
that part still kind of, I feel dissatisfied.
But snowboarding
I still feel dissatisfied.
and
I like
skiing,
slalom.
Slalom, I love slalom.
I'm all about that. If I can notice you're doing the tricks, but they're all so good that they fucking like they all fall into each other.
Except for that one trick from Australia.
So that's what I was going to get. So this is a whole thing. Like we don't have enough time to dive into this fucking thing, but this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like how she fucking maybe rigged herself into it.
Yeah.
She was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like a fake reality.
It's hilarious because me and Sire and Caius a lot of the times, but mostly me and Sire would be watching the Olympics on YouTube, going through all the videos and whatnot. And then the breakdancing, I said, oh, look, breakdancing is Olympics. He's like, what's breakdancing? I was like, okay, look. And that first video was the video with the Australian chick. And so she was first and she was just doing the thing. And Sire's just sitting there and he was quiet. And then he goes, she's not very good. I'm like, even a freaking 5 or 6 year old realized how shit.
So I went down a rabbit hole with this stuff. Like this has been on Twitter more than
I've heard some of the.
And so it's like how she got in there, who's part of the judge. Like, so there's something fucked up there. Like she can't be the best breakdancer from Australia.
I think she was there to make a mockery of it.
I think she's there to write a fucking university report on it. She's like she's like this fucking she's like a gender studies type of fucking person. And so she just did all this to fucking be famous from doing this.
But there is an old video of her breakdancing better than she did on the Olympics. Not crazy like the Canadian dude, but like...
Okay, but have you seen the video of the qualification to the person who she beat?
See that.
So when you watch the person who she beat, the other person is way, way better. And so you start to have to believe that she conned her way in somehow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And that's bullshit. And then you never bring up these other things like these underprivileged Aboriginal groups or inner city groups that never had the chance to go to the competition. Yeah. Because it was so brand new, they got to set up bullshit fucking events for it. Imagine when trampoline was new. Like, we take it for granted. We love it now. It's our favorite. But just like all of a sudden, trampoline's going to be Olympics. Like, holy shit, where do I get myself a trampoline? It's like, oh, well, you know what? There's 4 trampolines in all of Australia.
Yeah.
And so, too bad if you fucking don't get yourself to one. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like yesterday, there wasn't a trampoline Olympic committee. But now there is. Yeah. So I knew how to get on it. You didn't. You might be the best trampoline. So it was rigged from the beginning.
She got no points, bro.
But that's the thing. So that's impossible. The worst fucking person in the fucking 100 meters is just like, you know what I mean? It's like seconds behind. You throw me in that 100 meter. And then you're a joke. Yeah. Right? Like there was other instances in other Olympics where like the prince of fucking this or that got in and you see it. So I don't care. I think it shines a light on her in that situation. It doesn't shine a light on breakdancing alone.
But what about this angle? Go viral with the new sport in the Olympics. You're trying to grab a younger audience. You go viral. Here you go. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube.
For a bad thing?
Who cares if it's a bad thing? Next year, people are going to tune in. In 4 years.
So any publicity is good publicity? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Nobody would have watched the Phil fucking Canadian guy because it's just whatever.
I already knew about him though before.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that's everybody else you knew of before too.
Yeah.
The fucking guy he went up against in France. And so this is another.
It's funny because when I saw that it was breakdancing, I thought in my head, I said, I wonder if that wizard guy is going to be. That's the first thing I saw. I thought. And then freaking they're like, and then the announcers during their thing was like, yeah, but it's pretty much a shoe-in for Phil Wizard. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, so obviously. But.
So I didn't like how subjective. I love, hey, listen, man, the fucking old school, this right in my jam. But it's all the fucking beats from fucking when I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And
but I do agree with you now. The subjective thing of like, because it's sports competition, being subjective in it is kind of annoying.
It's what sucks about gymnastics.
Yeah.
Even great events like the vault and all that shit, just like, like
Simone Biles.
Because it's because her difficulty is so much better.
Yeah.
So I just see somebody flipping around and like stumble a bit, but meanwhile she's done something that 4 of those moves are named after her.
Yeah, I know,
right?
right?
And you know what's actually even better with gymnastics? They said the thing, it's like, it went from being a fucking 14-year-old girl's event to now a woman's event.
Yeah.
They're like 25, 26, you know what I mean? Like it's real physical attributes. Yeah. Like these little girls don't have the strength to do these Simone Biles type of moves anymore.
Yeah.
And it's because of how good athletes can take care of themselves into their like 20s.
It still baffles me that people are still beating world records now.
No, never ever should that baffle. Why would that ever baffle you?
Because every time it happens, you say nobody can get faster than this. Like you're just like
No.
the Usain Bolt is a hard record to beat. No, it's gonna be a while till somebody beats that. But like when I see people beating the swimming, they're beating record race, and I'm like, but like Phelps was just in this event.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You know what I mean? You're just like this guy. Like it's just crazy how
I look at it the opposite way. This is the best. I'm surprised you don't look at it this way. This is like because this is what you love about us humans. It's like once you see it, you get to see it. You get to do it again. Your kids have the benefit of all of YouTube. I showed you that little video of that kid.
Yeah.
We never would have seen that kid. They're never going to get to try to do that moves that kid does. Tony Hawk had to figure out how to do a fucking 690 or whatever.
Yeah.
You get to see it on video and you just go, fuck, I'm going to get to do it again. Phelps trains the way he does, and then they learn, and then they find a French kid
just to beat it
with his same body.
Yeah.
And then it's just one person does a backflip on a bicycle, and then everybody can do a backflip on a bicycle.
Yeah.
But before
It's
that,
true.
nobody could.
That's true.
And nobody cared. It went down, like, you go all the way back into black and white, like 4-minute mile. And then you're watching a fucking 10,000 meter race, and they're doing a lap in a fucking 49 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
There's me struggling on the treadmill, and then there's fucking bro from fucking Norway, fucking like just fucking running for days.
Yeah.
Like some chick from fucking Netherlands is in like the marathon, the 10,000, the 5,000. They're all so fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's the human achievement. Like you never go backwards.
That's true. They are.
It never surprises me. World records are meant to be broken.
They are meant to be broken, but it just always seems
impossible. I like that about you. I get that too. Okay, this is what I hate. Not hate about. So, what are your thoughts on the U.S. basketball team and basketball in general? I was disappointed about Canada. I understand it.
Yeah,
our guys should have shot a little. If Brooks shot better, if fucking Murray shot at
Murray,
all,
what the fuck, man?
That was fucking gross. But Shea fucking shone.
Killed it.
But you know what, man? France killed it.
RJ Barrett was killing it. Yeah, France killed it.
What do you think of the U.S. team, though?
I mean, they were gonna win. Obviously,
I fucking hate.
They were gonna win.
I hate them.
You hate them?
I mean, they're the best players I've ever watched play basketball.
For sure.
But it's there's no joy in watching them beat other people. There's a joy.
They didn't have it easy though, and this is I saw this thing. They did not have it easy. Of course,
I know it didn't look easy.
No, there's no. You know why? Because I was watching. I watched this video. I think it was on Twitter or something, and they were talking about the Dream Team in 96.
Yeah,
whatever it was, and they're like, yeah, Dream Team is better than this team, and then somebody goes, well, look at who the Dream Team played, and now look at who these guys are playing. There's NBA players in all like Victor. You're talking about Serbia is stacked, France is stacked. Like all these teams have actual players from the NBA, and it's not a walk in the park like it was for the Dream Team.
Okay, and also the Dream Team is way more stacked than they were even then. Like the fact that Tatum never fucking touches the floor.
I know, isn't that a
no.
Isn't that a joke?
The fact like I have no joy watching them win. The only personal joy I had, and it's annoying to watch because I wanted to see them lose because I needed them to have hubris. Embiid should have went on the French team. Like he got a French fucking thing. They are booing him because they fucking played with them.
Yeah.
Like you give me, I feel less of you for being a bench, for being on the fucking U.S. team.
I agree.
They have fucking Kerr, fucking Ty Lue, fucking Spoelstra. Like they're fucking so deep. It's ignorant.
This is crazy.
It's not fair. In hockey, Canada can never kind of stack a team up like that. The other teams have caught up, and it's basketball and it's different, but there's zero fucking way that they should ever be down by 13 in a game.
But it's not that easy anymore.
That's the thing. But I have no joy in watching them.
Because the world basketball stage is bigger. FIBA has made basketball a lot bigger, a lot harder. It's just
Bro,
not
I hear
as
you, but
easy.
It's not fun to watch.
I didn't watch it, so I can't
Kevin Durant, I hate that. It's so easy.
I didn't watch the basketball. I didn't watch it at all.
No, I didn't watch them.
I watched
everybody
highlights.
else. I watched it when they were down. So they were down to Serbia with like fucking hardly any time to go, and I fucking made money. I'm betting the States are 100% coming back and winning this game. The undeniableness of LeBron and more importantly Steph.
Oh God,
Steph Curry fucking was 8 for fucking 8. From the 3-point line in the gold medal game.
Yeah.
Every time they got close, he's fucking shooting from the logo. You should remember, it was the best Steph Curry I've seen out of his whole career happen like in the Olympics.
You know how much easier it is for these players to play when these players are on the
floor?
court? Yeah. It's like, okay, we're going to double Steph. Okay, what about Durant? Okay, no, we're going to double him. What about LeBron? Oh, no, like
he must have had all the room in the world.
All the room.
And he showed it.
He did.
Like I was very impressed it's hard to say. Like,
but do you know what I do like? The 3-on-3, and I think they need to put some better players in the 3-on-3.
I'm all about. You know who I was thinking about every time I saw 3-on-3? You knew who I was thinking about. Ice motherfucking Cube.
Yep.
Other fucking big three, baby. He was ahead of this game.
Bro, that would have been so nice. But
I love the 3-on-3.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked how they fucking let them play.
Yeah.
A lot of more fouls.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking crazy. 3-on-3.
I even watched the girls.
I fucking was all. So sometimes the girls' events are like better than the guys.
Yep.
Not just water polo and fucking beach volleyball. My favorite team was the girls, the Netherlands girls field hockey team, but that was a whole other fucking these girls running around in fucking skirts on the fucking floor.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, Tammy and I for that whole 2 weeks we loved watching the Olympics.
Nice.
Like that was my reality show.
Nice.
For my first part of my recovery, but I do feel patriotic. You do get in that kind of zone.
Yeah, for sure.
You do end up, because it's Canada, we're not going to win everything. You do end up. I think we're lucky. We do find other stories out there, like the French swimmer. That's a great story. I don't know if you're an American, you love it as much.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's being your guys or whatever. I don't know. Probably giving them not enough respect for that. But yeah, man, fuck. Our time has gotten out of us, man.
Yeah, time's done.
You know what you can tell us about next week, because I see the ads for it, but do you have the fucking Google 9 yet?
It comes in next week.
I knew you fucking had that.
Yeah,
man. Bro,
but I do want to say. I do want to
please.
say before. I told you earlier I was gonna get the fold, and I decided not to. So I am not getting a fold.
Okay.
But
I do still look side-eyed when I seen Gurpreet using it at the lunchroom before I left.
Yeah, there's this guy on on the afternoon shift also has it, and obviously, like I said, Brenton has it, and he loves it. But I just know I don't use it like that.
I should have got it. That's what I say. But you know
it's
what?
always next year.
We'll talk about that next week.
It's always 2 years from now.
Guys, thank you for being with us on our little hiatus. We are back.
We are back.
We are work-related on Twitter.
On X.
Should show you some of the fucking bullshit things that we were talking about there, but you know.
Show us your scar, Jay.
It's not. I should have showed you the fucking bruised leg. It's crazy. You're not going to be impressed with this
You don't
scar.
have a picture of
I'm going
it?
to pull my pants down and you're not going to be impressed, just like everybody else. All right, we'll see you guys next week.